Welcome back, guys. So, we have another science lesson for today. So, yesterday you completed your mystery journal of animals working in groups to live together, right? And stay safe. And now we're going to watch this video to wrap things up. And then you will take this quick little check in on Google Forms so I can see how we are doing with our learning target here. Okay? So, let's check it out.
In the activity, you did what scientists who study animals do. You carefully observed animals and took notes to figure out how they work together in groups. You probably noticed how living in a group can help some animals stay safe or protected. For example, in meerkats, one meerkat keeps lookout while the others find food. If a predator like an eagle gets near, the meerkat in charge of lookout warns the others to run back to the burrow and hide. Bison are another animal that stay safe in a group. They come close together and defend themselves from predators like wolves that might try to attack a single bison by itself. By staying in a large group, bison can protect one another from predators. Protection is one really important reason for living in a group. But it's not the only reason. You also saw how some animals live in groups because it makes it easier to get food, like we saw with these ravens. Some of the ravens distracted the eagle, while the other ravens grabbed its food. A single raven never could have done this alone. The ravens got more food by working together. Many predators, too, like dolphins and lions, hunt for their food in groups. They're more likely to catch food when they work together as a group. Animals living alone, like this single wolf by itself, have a much harder time hunting. So, some animals live in groups for protection, and some for food. But there's still one other way it can be helpful for some animals to live in a group. When an environment changes quickly, like when the weather gets really cold, that's also a situation where it sometimes helps if animals live in a group.
How cold he was.
Like in the activity, you saw a group of snow monkeys huddle together in a blizzard to
Aw.
stay warm. One of the most interesting animals that lives in groups is one that lives all over the world. Wherever you are right now, even if you're in the middle of the city, these animals are probably near you.
Hmm.
They're these
Dumb. Wow.
ants. Hundreds or thousands of ants live together in a group called a colony. If you've ever accidentally stepped on an anthill, then you know how ants try to defend their colony. A huge swarm of them come out of the anthill, ready to bite any intruders. So, ants live in a group for protection. But ants also work together to gather food. Like here, these
Look,
leafcutter
they're
ants are
helping.
trying to cross from one tree to another
They're making
to
their
bring
own
back
bridge.
food to the rest of their group. A single ant couldn't get across this gap all by itself. But together, the ants are able to form a bridge
I want to watch
so that
Bugs
other
Life
ants
now.
can carry food across. So, living in a group helps them get food. Ants also respond to changes in the environment as a group, like when it pours rain. This is a video someone took after a big flood. Now, it's almost hard to tell what you're looking at. It just kind of looks like a pile of dirt. But if you look closer, you can see what it is. It's a group of fire ants. When water flooded a fire ant hill, they formed a raft out of their bodies so that they
Oh
can float on the
my
surface of the
goodness,
water
that's like
until the
thousands
water
of
level goes
them.
back down. Then they'll set up a new colony wherever they end up. By living in a group, ants get protection from predators, more food to eat, and they're better able to survive when the environment changes. Ants are a very special case. No other animal lives in such a big group or cooperates so much with other group members. Now, it's worth noting, not all animals would be better off living in groups. There are plenty of animals like frogs, snakes, and jaguars that don't live in groups. But for the animals that do, it's not just because it's a nice thing to have others around. It actually helps those animals survive. Keep an eye out for animals around you and try to figure out which animals live in groups. How does that help them survive? Have fun and stay curious.
Awesome job. All right. So when you go back to the assignment for today, you'll see that your Google form is here. You are going to fill it out the best that you can so I can tell how we're doing with this learning target. All right? Okay, get to work, scholars.